You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
Solana, the offense is back. Welcome everybody to episode number 39 of the Batter Heat Fans Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Gunnar, alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
Winning streak, baby. Winning streak, 2 games in a row
Yeah.
against
We're
two
streaking.
terrible teams. 2 terrible teams, but you have to win those games. And you talked about it yesterday, Danny. You said it, that teams that are in the 8th, in the 9th, in the 10th place that are just under us, you have to beat them. That's exactly what we did last night.
That was the first winning streak since we beat that. It was a 6-game winning streak, right? Right before Thanksgiving.
Since
So
November.
it's been over a month. Yeah, it's been over a month. It's nice. You get another dub in December, ending the year strong, hopefully. And it all comes back to exactly what we talked about last episode, where against the Hawks, we forced 21 turnovers. And again, we were saying their defense isn't playing well enough. It's hard to go into transition when you're taking the ball from under your basket. They score, they have time to get back and set up defensively. We were forcing turnovers, we were forcing steals, and that makes our offense easier to get into. And then you have Pelle Larsson, which has made a huge difference since coming back. It's only been 2 games, like you said, 2 bad opponents, but Pelle Larsson is a stud. Like, he is a guy. He is a guy. You saw him flexing. Like it just fun watch. And I felt like that they were just being more aggressive in that first action. Even when the Pacers looked like they were setting up defensively, they were still putting their head down and getting into the paint.
Absolutely. I mean, not only that, but how many times did Pelle Larsson get hit in the face last night? I counted like 4 or 5 times where he got elbowed or he got hit by somebody or the ball hit him in the face. I mean, his face is like a magnet to get hit. I don't know if you've followed that account on X that's called Pelle Larsson Gets Hit or Pelle Larsson gets hit in the face. But every single time that he gets hit in the face in the game, they post about it. And
Shout out to that account.
Yeah. I'll have to let you know what it is. But yeah, you said it right. He played fantastic again. Not that great in terms of his stats for the game, but really what Spo talked about, that he's the glue in the starting lineup that really helps us, just play better and just play a little bit more together and play better defense. And he was fantastic. I mean, 16 points, 7 assists, 2 or 4 rebounds, and he played fantastic defense all night on whoever he was covering. I mean, he's been an aberration since he came back. I mean, I think the reason the Heat have won the last 2 games is because of Pelle Larsson.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the 8th time we've seen this starting lineup. These 5 players start.
I believe so.
6-2, and they're 6-2 in those 8 games. I mean, what happens when Bam and Hero come back? I know we had an episode like that not too long ago. Like, what happens when Bam and Hero come back? I'm kind of curious because Pelle Larsson has looked really good. Khalil Ware, I'm sorry. I think that it would be malpractice to bench Khalil Ware at this point. Even though he didn't get the 10 rebounds that we're accustomed to his double-double. My understanding, I heard on the broadcast, is he 3rd in the league in 3-point percentage? Like, he is killing it on the boards, on the outside shoot. He only 1 for 3 yesterday. But the presence, him on the dunker spot, Pelle Larsson finding him in the dunker spot for those alley-oops, you can't bench Khalil Ware.
No, you can't.
In my opinion, you can't. But yesterday, a good game. It was a very entertaining game, back and forth throughout the first, second, and third quarter. And they pulled away in the fourth. Got some turnovers. Jovic, I think, led the charge. He had some big threes, big turnovers. And I love seeing him handling the ball in transition. I think that was my favorite part of Jovic's game coming into this season. And hopefully, whatever happened to his arm, it just changed him, because he was having a rough go this year. Remember that movie Rookie of the Year, is it? Where like he broke his arm and all of a sudden like he became magical. Like, maybe this is something. Maybe this is our Rookie of the Year moment. And Jovic is turning it around. I mean, I know the first game back against the Hawks, offensively it wasn't great, but you can still see like, okay, he looks better. He looks better than he did before he left. And yesterday he was finishing at the rim, which is what was really frustrating me the night before.
Yeah, I mean, look, he finally looked like the player that we signed to that contract, right? He's played 2 fantastic games back to back. Last night he was a plus 35, Danny, in
Oof,
the plus minus.
oof,
Yeah,
oof.
19 points, 7 boards, 7 dimes, 2 steals. I mean, really, he played fantastic, and like you said, he led the charge for the players that are coming off the bench. Him and Jaime Jaquez, right? Jaime Jaquez had 28 points as well, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, just between those two guys, you're talking about 47 points. 47 points. And you're not adding all the bench points. The bench ended up with 50 plus points last night. That's exactly what you want to see come from your bench, and especially from your 2 guys that are the leaders of that second unit in Triple J and Nikola Jovic.
The Heat, the night before, every single person that got on the court had a steal. Yesterday, that wasn't the fact. Pelle Larsson did not have one, and
Well,
I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna count garbage time for the rest of the guys because it was garbage time for Fontecchio,
he was the only
Johnson,
one
and
then.
Gardner. You're right.
He
He
was the
was the
only one
only
that
one.
didn't get a steal.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And he did so much more, but he was the only one because I'm not gonna count the other guys that played in garbage time. We forced 26 turnovers against the Pacers, 21 against the Hawks. That's 47 turnovers forced in 2 games. That is why you're scoring 140 points. This team needs to get out in transition. And because they've been defending poorly, or at least not to where they were before, it's harder to get on transition. It's harder for the other teams to set up defensively. And that has been the reason we've looked so much better offensively. Now, what happens on Monday and you play against the Denver Nuggets? We'll see. Because that's like, you go from, like, I wish it was like a slow climb in difficulty. Like, okay, we beat up on the Hawks, the Pacers. I wish we could have somebody else along the way. Like,
What do you think
throw
you're
like
playing?
a,
You think you're playing Mortal Kombat or something where you
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
level 1,
exactly.
level
And
2, level
difficulties.
3?
Yeah, give us some difficulty increments, but we're going straight from there to the Denver Nuggets, and that should be interesting. Hopefully, we can put up a game and maybe even win. But it's been nice. It's been nice watching them play over the last 2 nights. Norman Powell dunking the ball. I was not. I thought he was going to try to lay it up the way he started at the top of the key, and then he came and finished at the rim. That was sexy. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting a layup with the right hand, and he flushed it through. But talking about dunks, I mean, you see Kashad Johnson's dunk in the last couple minutes of the game. It was unbelievable. It was
Yeah,
came out of nowhere and then just grabbed it and reverse slammed it into the hoop.
I
I
didn't
mean,
think he
the
was
Heat
going to
were on
grab that.
fire last night. What was that?
I didn't think he was going to be able to grab that.
No, me either. Me either. I didn't think he was going to grab it at all, or at least maybe he was going to grab it and kind of try to lay it up.
Come
But
back
he
down.
just,
Yeah.
man, he's got hops, man. And I remember about 6 or 7 episodes ago, one of our listeners commented and said, like, "Hey, how did you not know that Kashad Johnson had hops? Like that's what he's known for." And man, he's proving it. He's proving it in this season because he's had some crazy dunks, and last night's was just another crazy one.
So the return of Pelle Larsson and Jovic over the last 2 games has been a big difference maker, I think. And then Jaime Jaquez over the last 2 games has had 2 great games, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 for 15 from the field. My favorite thing about Jaime yesterday, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. That's one thing that frustrates me with Jaime is that he gets to the free throw line so often because he's so aggressive, but he just doesn't nail them as much as I would like him to. For 5 for 5 from free throw line. And then Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins had himself one hell of a game, and he's such an enigma because I feel like sometimes he disappears, he just doesn't fit, and then he'll come out and just be as aggressive and as active as he was yesterday. He was getting offensive boards. I think it was one. That was Drew Smith. Somebody missed a bunny, but he was right there to put it back. Like it just he looked so good yesterday. And he was even 4 for 4 from 3. Andrew Wiggins had himself a game.
He did, and not only did he have a game offensively, but he was key in the second half in covering Pascal Siakam for the Pacers, who was having himself a night as well. Right, he finished with 33 points. He had a
He's
very
always
big
been
first
good,
half,
yeah.
but you saw him cover him in the second half and make his life difficult, make the offense difficult for him, and that was a big piece in the Heat turning up the volume in the second half, scoring 83 points again. That is a team record, 83 points in the second half. and the sixth game of the year where they score 140 plus. Can I tell you, with about 5 minutes left, when we were up with like we had 135 points, I thought for a second the Heat were going to hit 150.
It felt like that. I mean, there was so much time left. And what's crazy is that I think there was like 9 or 8 minutes left, and the score was 100 to 105. Like it was like 8 minutes left, something like that. I forget exactly, but somewhere in that range. Like, okay, it's gonna be a good fourth quarter game. Like it's gonna be a clutch game. And all of a sudden we end up winning by 26 points. It's that was a nice, what was it, like 6 minute run where they just dominated turnovers and three clutch threes. It was just fun to watch. It was a fun game to watch. I felt bad. My cousin came in from LA. We were watching it on TV, and he told me afterwards that he wish he would have gone. I wish I would have known. I know that you want to go watch a Heat game. I would have taken you. But a very fun game, and hopefully this is the start of them righting this ship, because it's been a rough go over the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you have a very tough schedule coming up now with, like you mentioned, the Denver Nuggets coming into town and playing the Heat tomorrow night. Then you have another big game against the Minnesota Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, and he's been playing fantastic over the last couple of weeks. And it doesn't get any easier, right? You need to continue to look for your defense. You need to continue to start your offense through your defense, through transition points, look for those turnovers. And that's the way this Heat team is going to continue to play at this level for the rest of the season. Let me tell you, man, I like this Heat team a lot better than the team we saw the last few weeks.
For sure. I think everybody agree on that one. Well, the beautiful thing is that we're going to be going into 2026 with the winning record, no matter how that Denver Nuggets game ends, which is what I was scared of. I was scared that we are going to go into 2026 and somehow have a losing record after the hot start to the season. And then looking at the standings real quick,
I think we're in
Heat at
fifth.
the moment are in seventh.
Oh.
They're in seventh, but they are one game behind the fourth seed. Just one game behind the fourth seed. So we said if they end up 10-10, but after the first 20, they'll be the top 4 seed. I'm going to stick with it. Before the season, I said they'll be top 6. Now I'm going to say top 4, and I'm going to stick with it, even though they've had a rough go. Now, the interesting part is what happens when Bam and Tyler Hero come back. And you know what's really funny? Because I told you I like to I like to romanticize sports. And I told you, well, Bam's out, so that means Khalil Ward's going to play bad, and they're going to win. All of a sudden, Khalil Ware's playing well, Pelle Larson's playing good. I bet you Tyler Hero finally comes back, like on Monday or the game after. Like 2-game winning streak, 3-game winning streak. The offense looks like it's back, and then Tyler Hero comes back.
Man, I don't know, because they asked Spo about that last night post game, and he said that both Bam and Tyler Hero were going to be out most likely on Monday. That Bam really needed the rest. Maybe he plays on Monday, but that Tyler Hero didn't have a timetable for his return. So I don't think Tyler Hero will be back on Monday. I don't even think he'll be back on Thursday for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So obviously, I would love to have Bam back for the Denver game, because I think he adds another wrinkle into the defense. And obviously, with that offensive prowess that the Denver Nuggets have, you want to have your best defensive players out there. I'd be okay with Tyler Hero missing the game because he offers no defense at all. So, look, I think Bam might be back. Tyler Hero still no timetable, but this Heat team, the way it's currently constructed, if they continue to believe, they continue to buy in to what Eric Spoelstra is teaching them, to what he is coaching them, what he is telling them to do, they're not going to have any problems. It doesn't matter who plays, Danny, because it all starts with the defense, and you saw it last night. No Bam, no Tyler Hero, 2-game winning streak.
And I also like that they're incorporating more PNRs, more pick and rolls. Like it's not. We were like, it was like the forbidden word. Like they were staying away. It was like they were averaging like 7 a game. Like it was something crazy. You're seeing it a lot more now, and you Spo's experimenting. You got to give him time. He's like, okay, I like our new offense. Obviously, it's working, but teams are starting to counteract it, and now let's start involving more pick and rolls. Look, the pick and roll between was it Jaime and Khalil Ware yesterday was looking good. It was just the team's looking good. And hopefully they can keep this going. Any final words, Solano?
No, man, I'm hyped. I'm hyped right now. It's early in the morning, but I feel like it's 5:30, 6 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm on my way to the game. I'm hyped because we're on a 2-game winning streak. I'm hyped because we beat those stinky Indiana Pacers. Man, I hate them. I can't stand them. Ever since we played them in the Eastern Conference Finals, like those 2 years, or in the LeBron era, I just can't stand the Pacers. I can't stand their fans. So I'm super happy.
At this point, you must hate everybody then, because the Heat have played everybody in the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, I do. I can't stand anybody.
I don't hate it.
My teams, I hate them from worst. I hate them the most to the least. I don't like anybody but the Heat.
No, there's only 2 teams I hate, like legit hate, and it's Boston and the Knicks. That's it.
I hate the Nuggets too, by the way.
I don't hate anybody, but I hate those 2 teams. I absolutely hate. And if somebody can let Tyler Hero know that he needs to come back. My son all of a sudden got invested in basketball for some reason. I don't know if it was the name. Got invested in Tyler Hero. This was one of his Christmas gifts, and I feel like the basketball is leaving him, man. I'm trying to keep him in, but Tyler Hero isn't playing. Man, come back. I need you back for my son.
I told you, man. You got to get him on to Davion Mitchell. Get him on to Kaz Yakuchonis. Get him on to Drew Smith.
Look, I'm trying, but it ain't working. I had a debate with him. He's only 6, so obviously he just turned 6, so obviously he doesn't know. But I had a debate with him that he was like, "Who's the best player of all time?" I said, "Some people say Michael Jordan, some people say LeBron James." He's like, "Nah, it's Tyler Hero." I was like, "No, don't say that. Don't say that to anybody, please." He's like, "No, he's the best of all time." I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I can't argue with you, I guess. All right. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please give us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back Tuesday morning, right? Tuesday morning after the Nuggets game. Hopefully recapping a 3-game winning streak and ending the year on a high note. So until the next one, have a good one.